Dandy's World cards have to be the most overlooked feature in this game. Selecting the correct ones can be crucial to doing good in a run. So this video will just serve as like a tier list, but also a commentary video on how to pick the right cards. Alright, well, let's just get to it. We have 12 cards here. Technically there's more than 12 cards, as some of them have 2 versions, but they're just the same, but like, it's so you can get them multiple times. So, this one has 2, this one has 2, this one has 2, and this one has 2. Rehearsal also has 2. Tapes has 2. Quite a few of them have 2. Okay, that's my point. But, there's technically only 12 unique cards, and I'm just gonna rate them all here. I'll go over them in the video, so like expect cutoffs to me like explaining why, because I'm not going to go in depth here. Anyways, to start, this is Decency usually is what it's called. I'm going to put this one in C tier. Decency adds 5 extra seconds to the elevator panic timer, which can be quite helpful and it could save you, but I don't really think this card is worth picking over most things. Well, since this card has 2 versions, you're going to get 10 extra seconds to your panic timer if you pick both of them, but I don't think it's actually that worth it, as if you have a coordinated team that is doing things correctly, they will have a machine primed by the elevator ready to go and let everyone get to the elevator before they finish it, giving you like more than enough time to get to the elevator. I still think it's worth picking over some other cards, but it's not really the greatest. Next one is Endurance. This one I'm going to put in A tier. Endurance is a super useful card that grants you 10 extra stamina, and this card has 2 variants, which means that you can end up getting 20 total stamina if you pick both cards. This makes it very useful, and it does benefit you quite a bit. 20 additional stamina can help you get away from a lot of things, or it just helps sustain you for longer. I think that this card's totally worth picking over most cards, and I usually go for it as soon as possible. It especially helps lower stamina tunes like GG that might just need some extra stamina to get away from things. Then we have Frugal. This one's kind of mid. I'm going to put this in D tier. It's not that useful. Frugal only gives you a 10% discount at Dandy's shop, and while that's not bad, you're not really going to struggle with tapes. So I can only understand getting this really early in the run, but even then there are better cards that usually have higher priorities. So this card's pretty bad. Healing card, overrated. I actually don't think this one's that good. I'm going to put this in high C, maybe low B. Yeah, low B. The healing card actually is the most overrated card in the game. I don't think this card's worth picking. In most pro runs, this is usually the last one picked since you run out of cards by floor 39. So you're forced to pick it eventually. In an actually pro run or like a run where your team is good, you're not going to be using this card. You should only use this if like your teammates are at 1 heart and you have like no healer or anything. And you know, it's pretty hard to actually get it when you need it, so I don't think it's any good. I think this card is pretty bad, but I gave it a high score anyway. I think a heal is always a good thing, it's just the timing has to be right. Sparkplug, probably underrated. I think it's pretty useful, but there are many other cards that are way more worth picking, so I'll put it at the top of C tier. Sparkplug makes a very minimal difference, although I still think this card is good. I don't think it's worth picking over most things. Almost any other card will directly benefit you more, so I would not pick this one as your first choice. Still a decent card though, and it can help your visibility. Avaricious or Covacious. I'm going to put this one in S tier. You should always pick this card. Avaricious or Covetous, I don't give a fuck. This card is very good. You should pick this card whenever it shows up over literally anything. I can't think of a reason you would not pick this card. It increases the chance of rare items showing up, which like fixes all your problems. You need better items. You need to get meds and stamina items as soon as possible, so you would pick this card no matter what. The benefits are just so obvious. Too many people pick other cards over this one, so I'd say it's amazing. Electrician, this one is just so good. I'm gonna put this top of A. Reduced blackout chances is always a good thing. Electrician has to be one of the best cards in the game. I still think that this one is very good it's an overall 5% decrease to the amount of blackouts you can get. There's a lot of misinformation on how this card works, so I'm here to set the record straight. This card reduces the amount of percent, the blackout chance goes up by 0.5%. So normally without this card, it goes up by 2%, but if you have it, it only goes up by 1.5% per floor. So this means that the earlier you get this card, the more value you will get out of it. So in earlier floors, pick this card as soon as possible, as it makes it so that the cap is at 25% instead of 30%, and it goes up slower. This is an amazing card to get early on. Using your active ability more often can be really vital for some tunes, so I'm going to put this top of B tier. Rehearsal is just one of the best cards in the game. I still don't think it's like that crazy, but since there's two of them, you get a 10-second ability cooldown decrease, which is amazing. That can benefit so many tunes like Astro, Shelly, Tisha, so to name a few really good ones. This will make it so you can use your ability more often. You know, that's pretty important when you're in tough situations or you just need good synergy with your team. It can make things go faster. So I think this is a very good card, and you should probably pick it over most things. Suppression is way too overlooked. That buff is really nice, so I'm going to put this below Electrician. Suppression is very overlooked as a card. A 5% decrease to the speed Twisted's gain in panic mode can be very helpful, and it will actually help you outrun more things than you think. And it also makes the Distractor put at less of a risk during panic mode, as the Twisteds don't gain as much speed. Techsavvy, this one's way too overpicked. I don't think it's actually that good, but the 5-second reduction can be nice, so I'll put it like right here. Techsavvy is pretty overpicked in my opinion. It's only a 5-second decrease to the amount of time machines take. Well, I guess it is a little substantial. It's not that much, considering the fact that like you're only saving 5 seconds per machine. So let's say you have 10. That's only saving 50 seconds per floor. So I mean, it's like a minute of time saved. I don't know. I don't think this card's that worth picking over most things. Penny Pitcher, this is one of the worst ones in the game. I would never pick this one. Spare Change has to be one of the worst cards in the game, as it's only 45 tapes. This card is actually so useless, and it has like no use cases. I would only pick this if you are a Sprout, or you have a Sprout that really needs to heal someone like in the very beginning of the game. But other than that, this card's pretty useless, and I would not pick it over almost anything. Blind Grab, useless. Don't pick this card. And finally, we have Blind Grab. This one is just the ultimate gambling card, and it is worthless. I've very rarely gotten something that actually helped me from this. Seeing as rarities still apply on this card, meaning that you're more likely to get common things, it's pretty useless to grab, especially since you're probably going to have good items anyway if you're working well with your team and you're not getting hit often. So this card is pretty bad. I would not pick this card ever. Once again, in pro runs, this is usually one of the last cards that end up getting picked, as it's just really rare to actually be able to get value out of it. Anyways, in summary, this is the rating of all the cards. I think that it's pretty straightforward on why these things are true. This is just a guide to help people who are a little lost when it comes to cards in this game, because I know they're like a really neglected feature, and selecting the correct ones can be very important to your run. Anyways, let me know what I should do in the future. See you next time. Bye-bye.